Good morning, everybody. Eddie G's Music World for a surprise show. Surprise because I don't do them that often. I'll keep the light on. What's the worst that can happen? And I've been holding off because there was a supposed to be a show started about 2 weeks ago with someone called on our own channel called Radio So. Now it's been delayed. We're not like having any major issues. Just that there's things to organize in somebody's situation. They have to just get organized in certain things, and then from there, once they're ready, we will do it. I did chop my hair off. I did chop it off quite a bit. It was time. I had the long hair, and I just said it's enough. So I figured might as well just take it all off. I'm not one for these little trims and little adjustments here and there. So I just basically go from here down to here to practically nothing. So here I am. Let's discuss what's going on in music. Sometimes I look up stuff and just try to see if there's anything interesting going on, and if I find something, I'll discuss it. One thing, Jim Seals from Seals and Crofts died. He was 80. Big when I was 10 to 12, 14, 15, 16. They had a bunch of hits. Summer Breeze. I think he was related to Jim Seals was related to Dan Seals from England, Dan and John Ford Coley, kind of a similar type of music. So they were, I think, brothers or cousins. It doesn't really matter that much, but there was a connection between the two of them family wise. So that's one thing that's in the news. Alex John Such died from Bon Jovi. Not a lot said on. Well, I listen to Howard Stern, as many of you do know, and a lot of times he will discuss like people that he knows. You know, so he didn't say anything about that death. He did mention Seals and Crofts. So strange that he would do that. As far as Alex John Such goes, I don't know. He left the band early on and kind of maybe came back a couple of times for different things. Not sure what his career was in the mid '90s and beyond. I didn't follow up too carefully, but maybe he wrote a little bit of songs. Maybe he just somehow managed to make money over those years and survived. I'm not sure. Another story in the music news: Roger Taylor and Brian May announced new Queen song with Freddie Mercury, "Face It Alone." Hmm. I guess it's kind of a similar thing with John Lennon, "Free as a Bird," where they uh, they took his vocal and they added a music to it after, which is what they did with that song, which they called it a Beatles song, but it was kind of a little um, a little song, something that he sang and wrote the words to, and then the rest of the Beatles or whoever was alive then, two other people added to it. So this is a song. What's it called? The Miracle Sessions. Face It Alone. So I guess that's what it is. Something that they had and they added to it, and that's a big deal for them. It's okay. I mean, it's not like a major issue that they did it. It's fine with me. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. I'll see. I'll hear maybe one day when the song does come out. Let's see. Let's move on to something more a little different. Stevie Nicks calls for stricter gun control. So she's just speaking out. I don't see that as being a big story. I mean, you know, musicians have been speaking out against violence all the time and guns. And Matthew McConaughey showed up at this Texas situation with those children murdered. So she's saying that it's important to her. So she's speaking out on that situation. Let me see. I did kind of get out of the of my settings for watching what I was reading just now, but I'm pretty sure I'll get back to it. Uh, no, that's not what I want. So that's when you click too much, you lose your place in the what you were doing. and I will be able to find my way back at some point. Let's see. Is this interesting? No. I'll find it. I will find it. This might be something I could discuss. No. There was. I shouldn't have undone that, but I did. Uh, okay, let's see if there's something here. Okay, more information. Foo Fighters announced Taylor Hawkins tribute concerts. So he was in the band, he passed away, and now they're doing a tribute show. That I'm not sure where exactly it will be. There's going to be, I think, a few shows. That's going to be tribute to Taylor Hawkins, who passed away. I'm trying to get more in-depth information about that. September 3rd at Wembley. This band is so big. I mean, they play stadiums. Amazing. Los Angeles, the Kia Forum, special guests. So they are going to be dealing with that. So that's a big story, I guess. Led Zeppelin offered ABBA style Avatar concert opportunity. Come on, man. I don't believe that this is something that they're actually thinking about. They better not do it because don't if you don't want to show up and tour. I know you got situation with one less original member, but it's not an excuse. I mean, they're not doing it, so I'm not saying that they are, but they were approached. I understand you could do it, and no one will really get that upset about it. But I personally won't bother with seeing a bunch of guys on stage, like videoed into the show that they're not really there. No, I can't accept that as far as me bothering to go see it. Um, okay, maybe I'll say this again. I might have said it last time. Um, Not happy about the Rod Stewart postponing his show for 2023 August instead of 2022 September. He, I thought he was ill and he needs time off, but the guy's just booking concerts in other parts of the world just to maybe he figured he'll make 200 grand by coming to Montreal and maybe he'll make 300 grand by going to another part of town. I mean, it's money with that. So, it's his money and let him do what he wants. But he burnt me because I haven't seen him for 34 years. I figured I'd give him a shot, and then he postpones the show. Um, Bruce Springsteen jamming with Coldplay. I don't see this as that being a big deal. Coldplay, I think they're going to be like closing down their touring or something, and he's like just where he shows up and everybody's excited. Look, I have a thing about long endings. I'm not crazy about them. Listen, this Ellen has been termed like a real, I don't want to say bad words, not like she'll find out, but she's been difficult to work for. And now she spends the entire year saying goodbye. I know when I leave, I say goodbye, and the other person says goodbye, and then the door's closed. Why does she need a year to pile up more money with her obnoxious personality? And now she's Miss Nice Queen of the Nice now because she was got a bad reputation. It came out. The workers bitched and moaned about her being a bitch. So now she wants to show how nice she is. So she's having all these people on, and they're all like, you know, thrilled with her. And she's like the greatest thing since sliced bread now. So no more of the mean Ellen. Anyway, that's um, that's the story. So Coldplay, who's probably ending their touring or maybe their albums making, is jams with Bruce Springsteen. Um, I see other stories, but I'm going to pass through things that are not interesting at all. Um, there's a special about the songs, the stories about Alice Cooper. The songs about Alice Cooper. I don't know. That's not exciting either, really. Seems like not a thrilling bunch of stuff. Okay. Guns N' Roses perform Rarities for first time in 30 years at tour launch. Now, I'm a big fan of theirs, but my last experience with Guns N' Roses was an outdoor concert where my newly operated hip was like in pain, and I was very, very, very far, and I didn't even get the worst seats. I got like the second to last, the worst, second to last, and it was just ridiculous. I wasted my whole day, my whole evening, standing around miles away from the stage and I could hear it okay, but I couldn't see anything. Uh, Now here's an interesting one. Journey's got a new song. They've been around for over 50 years. Don't Give Up on Us, it's called. And they got a video. So um, I guess it's Arnell's going to try again for some big, big breakthrough Journey song. But Journey is kind of like it's like an oldies type of act. They're like Foreigner. They run around, they tour, they do this and that. But their new records, they don't bomb. They're not like terrible, disgracefully unpopular records. They just nobody's that. I mean, if you're in your 20s, you're not running out to buy new Journey songs. Def Leppard is doing a big, big tour. They got a new album, Hard Rock Charts. Uh, Diamond Star Halos. That was a Bowie. I'm sure that was a line from one of the Bowie songs. So okay, I know they're touring with Motley Crue and I think it's Poison, or is it Joan Jett? I think it's Poison. Maybe in some places Joan Jett and others. They're always going to be a big stadium act. They're always going to be a big arena act. They seem to be uh, like, again, it's kind of like Journey. The new album may come out, and the new album may be great, but the people are not running to buy the new album as much as they used to. Hailstorm going on tour. I know them. Is this? I get Hailstorm mixed up with Halsey. So Halsey is the woman, and Hailstorm is a band that I probably heard one or two songs, but I can't say I'm gonna go run out here or see them. I don't even know if they're coming to my city. Next, that I find somewhat interesting, Doobie Brothers reschedule 50th anniversary shows. So they're rescheduling them, uh, and that was one of the shows I saw about 6 years ago. And they don't stop. It's another old band that will not end. Their career will forever go on, and they'll keep touring and touring, and I guess people will still see them. Jerry Cantrell. Now, what was the band he was in? He has new video out too. Let me see if I can remember his band. I'm looking it up to be honest, but if they don't say it in the first few seconds, I'm not going to waste my time going through it. I just can't remember what band he was in. Alice in Chains. Okay, I guess that's his band that he was in, which of course they were famous a lot for the one of the original singer passing away. Um, Nah, let me see. There must be something else that catches my attention. Jack White's got a new song coming out, "Entering Heaven Alive." Uh, Foo Fighters, I mentioned that. There must be more interesting stuff than this. Metallica, Platinum Jubilee concert with Queen and Adam Lambert. Hey, he's got the gig. I mean, that's it. He's the man that replaced the man. Uh, Let me see. There must be more interesting things going on. I'm trying to remember if there have been any concert announcements that were kind of curious. I see Ramstein is coming, but I've always been close to going to see them. But the truth is, I know two or three songs by Ramstein, so I don't see myself running to see them. Then you've got a lot of younger acts coming. Got more classic rock, like I know Roger Waters is coming. But nowadays tickets to purchase tickets is a real hassle. You've got a electric wallet on your phone. They don't let you print it off anymore. It's hard to find hard copies. I've heard that you can, but if you just go online, It's all electronic, sending it to your phone type of stuff, and it's just not something that is fun like it used to be. I got to deal with technical challenges more than ever to make sure my tickets are secure. By the way, this is Eddie G's Music World, just riffing and talking music. Like I said before, there is an issue of me starting a new show with someone. It's called Radio So, and it will be done. I haven't heard that it won't be done, so I hope that people can hold on and wait for the debut. Let's see if I can find some more interesting things to discuss. There must be a lot more, but I'm kind of limiting myself to stories that are about certain types of acts, and there's not that many. There's not as much new, interesting stories as I figured there'd be, but I will manage to figure out something. Keep the stories interesting. Let's see if there's interesting stuff about who's coming out with music. I bet you there's some old bands who Carrie Underwood. Okay, it's country. It's not really my expertise. 55 new albums will be blasting in 2022. Harry Styles, Harry's House. Again, there's a guy that's from One Direction, and he's got this new album out. So he's gone and done some interviews, and uh, I guess people like him. That's their that's he's like a Frank Sinatra. Not Sinatra, not a great example. He's like a young, good-looking guy, then from One Direction, and he has a kind of following that everybody seems to be into him. So Lizzo's coming out with something else. I don't know. I heard she has a boyfriend. Okay, she seems to be hanging around. I didn't think she would be in for the long haul, but people still are interested in this girl's career, so she keeps hanging out. Rihanna's got something coming out. She also has a baby that just came out, so she's a mother. I always wondered I always thought, who would be the next person having a child, and I thought she might one in the next year, and then she did. But then you have like Lady Gaga, she never did, not yet. Katy Perry did. I'm sure there's other prominent female singers that that never had kids, and and you wonder if they ever will. Uh, let's see if there's anything else. Avril Lavigne is still knocking around. She's come to Laval. She seems to be rejuvenating her career as much as she can. She did a live. She did a live thing on a talk show, and it was okay. I heard it, and she still manages to go to an arena in Quebec. And she married a new guy, so that's a big deal for her. And what else is going on? A lot of stories out there. Uh, there's been some other deaths, and who's the guy who died recently in music? Well, I mentioned the two. There's not too much after that going on as far as deaths, but let's see. A few days ago, there must have been something. How about a list of Juno winners, Canadian music? Those in Canada, they might find that interesting. I don't follow it as much as I used to. I used to watch them, but these late night, it's kind of too long, too late in the night. So I don't really stay up late to see something that ends at 11:30. So let me see if I can find something fascinating. Jalebi Baby, Simu Liu. These are people that are winning Junos. Don't know those two. Uh, Snotty Nose Res Kids. Wow, I'm really losing touch with new music. I don't know who those people are. What else is it? Deborah Cox? She was there. I heard of her. She's been around for a while in Canadian music scene. Sean Mendes did some music there too. He's one of these heartthrob type of young Canadian guys that dates well-known women, and Charlotte Cardin. I know her very well because I did a little dive on Quebec music and I saw something about her, and she sings very well. She's kind of got the pretty look, and I think she sings in English, which means, like the Celine thing, you get more of a bigger audience if you can get out of the French only. So she's doing that slowly, but not. You always wonder. There's always this big act, and then all of a sudden, there's so many acts that they come out like this Ryder, Winona, not Winona Ryder. What was that girl's name? And she was like the big thing about 10 years ago. Selena Ryder, could that be her? And then there was all this hype about her. Oh my God, she's the next big thing. Shoma had her on talking to her, and she's this big thing. And then all of a sudden, where do they go? Where do they go? They're not that well known anymore. It's because really there's like a flood of people that come out every year, and there's not enough attention paid to everybody. You can't. I mean, you can't take 20 years of popular singers and then all of a sudden keep devoting your attention and fame to all these 20 people a year. Then you're left with 400 people in the last 20 years, and probably 25, 30, 40 of them are still around, and the other ones just slip into what do they do? They make commercials, they do like movie soundtracks, and you just forget about them. Arcade Fire, another band that's changed their lineup. A couple of guys left. I mean, I can't be that concerned with this band. They're popular. They're good. I've heard them, but I don't follow them and sit there and make a big exciting exciting type of catch up with them. So here's let's see if we can recognize any of these people. The Juno Awards, those that we lost. So if anybody, Alan Slady owned a bunch of radio stations. That's one name I recognize. I only talk about the ones I recognize. There's a lot of people here that might have been in a band or a manager. Boris Brody was a conductor. I know that name. Uh, mm, Most of these guys I do not know that well, but I'm looking through it. Donnie Gerard, I think he had a butterfly, something about a butterfly. So that was a hit in the United States. He passed away. Elusive Butterfly, was that it? Uh, let's see who else catches my eye in the Canadian deaths that are notable. Ellen McElwain. Wow. Well, I did see this show. I won tickets at 15 years old. It was one of my earliest, my second or third concert of my life, and she's a folk singer. And this is 1975, and I went to see that show. It was pleasant. I mean, it was kind of guitar strumming type of stuff. She never really became a big success, but she's probably managed to keep herself busy over the years. I'm looking through more. I'm going to mention only those I know a little bit about. Jerry Doucette. Okay, remember him for sure. Nobody and Mama Let Him Play Some Rock and Roll. A few good songs. Definitely a few good songs from him. Didn't really make huge success in the United States. I think Mama Let Him Play. There might have been a couple of people that heard that overseas, not overseas, United States. And Jojo Bennett sounds familiar, but no, I don't think I know her. Les Emerson, You Got Control of Me. That was a hit. He passed away in the last few weeks. Let's see who else. They're mentioning what they did, but they don't mention the groups they were in. So it's up to my memory to trigger, because a lot of these guys, they were in a band, but if they don't say it, Ardeen Taylor, Indiana Wants Me, that was great. He had two or three other hits, so he actually made an imprint, made a mark in the early 1970s. He had about three or four American hits. So he was Canadian. I liked Indiana Wants Me. I know there was a couple of other ones, a little bit more, a little bit like Lobo, but a little harder rock type of act. Um, let's see. We're getting down to the later entrances of music people. And that's probably it as far as what really catches my eye in Canadian acts that passed away. Well, I did want to chime in. I do want to say, for those that do listen, nobody's here live, but for those that do listen, in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to assume that Radio So will be starting, and my cohort will contact me and say he's in the market to start the next level of shows. So I will thank you, Eddie G's Music World. Today is June 9th, 2022. Another one in the books. I don't do a regular show, but maybe once we do get started with the other show, there'll be more regularity. There'll be more like planning, and we'll be happy to do things with everybody that will be happy to listen. Eddie G's Music World signing off. Have a good rest of the week, and summer's here, and enjoy it.